In case you haven't noticed, the banks pretty much own the world. They pretty much own everything, right? Now you might say, well, that's not quite true, but let me just explain. But how do banks make profit? I didn't realize how banks make a profit until I worked for a bank many, many years ago. And I worked for a branch in a small regional town in Hertfordshire. It was quite a big branch, had about 30, 40 staff. But when the manager did a presentation on how they made money, it then sort of fell into place. And they made money through transaction charges. One of their big clients was a brewery, and another one was their biggest client was actually a local authority, and all the transactions, all the salaries went through, and they took a piece of each part. And believe it or not, that one branch made £2 million profit in a year. Okay, one branch. Okay, and I think NatWest had certainly something like 3,000 branches at that point. Now they've cut them down, drastically. But look, that was one of the ways they made money. But basically, the banks were like a money-making machine. In fact, every month they had a promotion, like let's sell credit cards this month, let's sell insurance this month, let's sell something else that month. And they bring in all the cardboard cutouts and the posters. So I think it was every 2 months they'd have a new promotion, and they'd even have a competition for staff to do a quiz and name the benefits of that promotion, and they would give away quite big prizes, I think cars and things like that. But they were just a money-making machine. Everything was revolving around, let's find new ways of making money this month. So sell a credit card, sell a certain type of account. Then they'd have personal bankers, and they loved people who were overdrawn within their limits. One of their big clients for a personal bank manager that I was friends with, he was a city trader, and he was always overdrawn. He was earning a fortune, this guy, but every time he got a bonus, it would just pay off his overdraft for that month. And the guy loved him because he had gold cards, he had credit cards, he had overdrafts. He said, oh, he's my best customer. I get most points out of him. Literally, it was like that. Now, if you want more content like this, I do have a supporters club. And for less than the price of a cup of coffee every month, you could join the supporters club and get more detailed and longer content. So do join me there if you feel inclined and you'd like to work with me a little bit more. Okay, so that's a little bit how the banks make profit. The other thing that's funny about banks is that when you bring money into them and you sort of give them money, you hand it over the counter, they take it away, and they put it in these drawers, don't they? They put it all away. Thank you very much, goodbye. But when you go and take it out, they go, oh, hold on a second, wait a second, taking money out, can we see your passport? Can we see ID? Hold on a second, I'll just go and talk to the manager. You know what I mean, I'm exaggerating things a little bit, but it's that way. They're happy to take money without any proof of where it's coming from, unless it's like a bag full of cash. But when you take it out, it's always like, oh, the burden of proof is on you. But look, the banks are basically a license to print money. They almost can print money out of thin air, literally. They create money digitally now. A debit here, a credit there, lending your money out multiple times, selling insurance, other services at the merchant banking end. They make a fortune. Any city you go in there, all the biggest buildings around are usually banks, right? You see all these buildings. I'm traveling at the moment. I'm looking out my hotel window and I can see bank here, bank there, credit union. It's unbelievable. They kind of own everything. If you want more content like this, I do have a supporters club. And for less than the price of a cup of coffee every month, you could join the supporters club and get more detailed and longer content. So do join me there if you feel inclined and you'd like to work with me.